I have 2 days to build a door that has invisible hardware. Nothing can go wrong, right? So I have a problem. Don't worry, it's nothing personal. It's just this corner in my house. See, these are two of the most used doors in my home, and the doors open towards each other. This causes a lot of issues, as you can imagine. And to be honest, between my 2-year-old, myself, my dogs, I don't even know how these doors are still hanging. Welcome to Measure Twice the Cut, round two, baby. So I have here about $200 worth of red oak. That's right, red oak. I have white oak taste with a red oak budget, but at half the price, I mean, come on. This oak board has a really big curve in it, and I'm gonna use this other board I got that is really straight and essentially turn my table saw into a jointer to help give me a straight edge here. This is a trick I surprisingly have not seen a lot. It's surprising because all you need is a straight piece of wood and it gives really good results. I'm not saying you don't need a jointer, but as long as you go nice and slow, shallow passes, about half a saw blade, you can get really good results. What I'm working on is essentially the rails and stiles of the door. And now I'm starting to mill up the lumber that's going to make up the main panel for the door. I've noticed in rewatching these clips that it looks like my hand is a lot closer to the blade than it really is, so just be careful. So they technically gave us 2 weeks to complete this challenge, but I had a family vacation already planned right in the middle of this. And I mean, come on, I can't not take my daughter to SeaWorld. However, as you're about to see, I bit off way more than I can chew. I came up with this idea of having a fluted design coming down the center. I really thought this was going to take me like an hour and a half. I don't know what in the world I was thinking, but it certainly did not. This turned out to be one of the most complicated builds I've ever done, and of course, I'm trying to do it with an absolutely ridiculous timeline. While that epoxy is curing, I'm going to go ahead and start ripping this door off. You know, I've always felt like I was better at destruction rather than construction. Probably because it takes no talent, but this part is fun. Despite what all the Europeans have been saying, I actually have a pretty thick wall right here, and it's going to take a lot of drywall to fix it. I'm going to spare you the hours that I spent sanding. So up until this point, I'm feeling pretty good about myself. But this being the last night before my vacation, I realized just how bad I messed up. I spent hours of my life that I will never get back, covered in sawdust. On a positive note, when I first saw this hardware system, the link that I found to it was to a company called Magic Door, and it was $500. Who do they think I am, Jeff Bezos? Speaking of Bezos, if you go to Amazon, you can find what I'm using here for just $105. If you're wondering what this even is, this is a hidden no-show Barndoor style hardware kit. It's hidden in the fact that you literally cannot see any hardware whatsoever, and it looks like magic, hence the name. Now I'm just going to clean things up with my favorite little router. At this point, I'm back from my vacation and I'm literally coming home on my lunch, working deep into the night. I had to actually call my dad, help me come finish some drywall. It's not that I can't do it, but man, he's just so much better at it than I am. If you are going to build one of these doors, I highly recommend installing the hardware while it's in pieces like this, rather than having to lay the door sideways and then you're working sideways. This is it. It's really not near as complicated as I thought it would be at first. This is the main mechanism that mounts to the wall. And you can see this actually is soft close. Whenever this goes to close or open, it'll hit
There is
catch
a
that.
lot of detail in this door. And I wish I could have taken more time with this, but again, I'm really pushing against the clock. Obviously, this video is posted, But whether or not I was able to get this in before the Friday deadline is another question. Here you can see me tacking the face of the door in just so I could flip it and secure it with screws from the back. This is not the preferred way that I would have liked to have built this door, but with the hours of sanding that laid before me and the time limit, I'm sure you'll understand. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the instruction manual for this door was horrible. It reminded me of college algebra. So instead, I just put the door in place where I thought it should go and marked it with a pencil, and somehow I got lucky.
I cannot tell you how relieved I am to have gotten this done on time for the challenge. Unfortunately, the finish I ordered never arrived, so look forward to my next video of how to turn red oak into white oak.